Right, okay. Hello once again, YouTube. Andy with you with a live stream video. I don't normally do these, but I thought it was kind of poignant that I were to make a live stream. Quite a sad past 24 hours. My good friend in Colchester, unfortunately, lost his daughter yesterday. And oh dear, sorry. My thoughts and my prayers go out to that lovely man and his family who are going through such a difficult time at the moment. So love you, brother. Always here for you. Kind of spurred me to make this video. I was at work the other day and sat down in the canteen after finishing my shift, talking to one of the older gentlemen who I work with, and we got talking about just things really, and got onto history. And I told him that I made a few videos on YouTube and that I had a general interest in the town itself. And he said, "Oh, I've got a book which I think you'd be interested in." I said, "Oh, what's that then?" And it's this one here. You can see that it says, "Tell Them of Us: Remembering Swindon Sons of the Great War, 1914 to 1918." It's written by a local chap, I think, called Mark Sutton. This is on loan to me, so I've read some of it, and I'll probably do a bit of a read of a few paragraphs, which are very poignant and probably very true. But some of you might be aware, I did do a bit of a video, I think it was like a trilogy a few weeks back, where I tried to do a bit of investigation about a young 17-year-old who I believe was the youngest person in Swindon, who died while serving in the Great War, only 17 years of age. Alfred Longhurst Westlake was his name, and I wanted to try and find out how he actually died. And I was thinking that he probably went down with a ship because he was an ordinary seaman, but it turns out that possibly might not be the case. Anyway, I've had a little bit of a read of the book, just a few paragraphs, just sort of going in, and something just kind of jumped out at me. I just want to read some of it. So we're looking at page 6, really. I've just got that far in, not very far at all. And it says, over 5,000 men from Swindon served. These men, through their sufferings, showed spirit, determination, and great courage in the face of despair and impossible odds. We can learn much from their stories. They believed in what they were doing, and that is what was right, the right thing to do. They had a job to do, and they would play the game out to the last. They were true to their word. They succeeded. But when it was over, things were different. Their own country let them down. Politicians, as they have always and will do, came out on top. Large amounts of money were generously awarded to members of the war cabinet and other political leaders. The soldiers who served came back with very little, to a world which could not understand the state of their mind. Besides physical scars, men had to hide mental scars. Many were hidden away in Roundway Hospital in Devizes it was a mental hospital, and remained there until they passed away years later. Many survivors suffered for years afterwards, some for the rest of their lives, from the efforts of that awful weapon of World War I gas. And it goes on to say, I'll read this last one, perhaps. If you have the opportunity to make the pilgrimage to the hallowed grounds of France and Flanders, or of any of the great war cemeteries, visit the graves of the Swindon men that lay in that now very peaceful place, or closer to home, honor those also that are buried in the cemeteries of Radnor Street, Christchurch, St Mary's, and Whitworth Road. The war dead will be remembered as is fitting, that they gave the ultimate sacrifice. War cemeteries and memorials all over Britain, France, Belgium, the Dardanelles, and the Middle East, and many other places will continue to remind us of these dead heroes. But what of the men who survived to return home? What memories are there? To these who went through the same and had to live on with the legacy of that terrible war. And it goes on to say, this is for all our lads from Swindon. Okay. This is a very in-depth, detailed piece of work. And I thank the person for loaning it to me, and for a chap by the name of Mark Sutton, I will endeavour to try and contact Mark to thank him for this book. And I would like to get my own copy as well. But it's a very extensive book. I think about 95% of it is dedicated to the heroes of Swindon. I'll call them the heroes of Swindon. They're all heroes in my book, and we shall never forget them. And we should always be thankful of their sacrifice, so we can live in liberty and some kind of a peace. But if I just somehow, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Right, okay, just bear with me a moment, because I just kind of want to show you. I might be able to do it like that, actually. I'll just try and turn the camera so it just gets such an angle. But this is the book itself, and it's page after page of the people's, their names, their rank, where they lived, in some cases what they actually died of. And these were real people. None of these people here are alive now. They've all passed on. They've all died. But it's work like this we can remember, and we don't forget people like this. And there's one particular person which I was very interested in, was the young man called Alfred Longhurst Westlake. Just to go, these are all people of Swindon who fought and died, or these fought in the First World War. Incredible. You can see the amount of people there. Just page after page, nigh on 5,000. An amazing piece of work. So we're looking for young Westlake, who was only 17 years of age. And from the research, the little research I have done, I think that he is the youngest person in Swindon who was killed in the First World War, only 17 years of age. He used to work at, I think it was B Shop, and that was the Great Western Railway, which was the brainchild of Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Right, so here we go. Yeah. Westlake, okay. That's a young man there. Try and get it to focus. Focus, focus, focus. Come on. Sorry, I just can't get the camera to focus at the moment. It might just suddenly spark into life and then we can start to talk about it. Here we go. Right, Westlake AL, Alfred Longhurst, ordinary seaman, Navy Volunteer Reserve, HMS Victory, died the 7th of October 1918. 17 years old, son of Alfred W. and Annie Westlake of 27 Cambria Place. I went there as well. He's in Radnor Street, where I went to. Died of pneumonia. There we go. He died of pneumonia. And I thought he was shot or he was wounded severely with shrapnel wounds or something and died of sepsis or gangrene or something really nasty. But I mean, he died of pneumonia. But I mean, God bless that young boy, really, 17 years of age. How the parents must have felt to realise that their young 17-year-old had died and passed away. 17 years of age. He's hardly lived. And then we go to the back of the book and it's all in black. And there's all the names of the people who served in the First World War. You got just under, I think it was about 5,000 people, men. And I think a majority of them probably worked in the railways at the time. They went through a horrendous episode. Many of them came back with either mental scars or physical scars. In some cases, I think the mental scars go much, much deeper than the physical scars. The body heals itself. Fantastic creation. The body heals itself. Mentally, those things which you cannot unsee, some of the things which these young men saw. Their friends being blown to smithereens, being blown apart, and then coming back and almost being forgotten about. That in itself is a war crime. I mean, thank God these days that we have, some kind of what's the right word to use? But there's departments. There's something there to help people with the mental scars. They're realizing that that mental illness is a real thing. When you do go to war, there are consequences of that for the people fighting in wars and also for those civilians who've seen stuff go on. But these guys here, they came back and they just had to get on with life as it was before they went. Before they went, it was life as normal, and the public didn't realize the horrors they actually went through really until some of the footage was released some years later, of some of the horrendous conditions. And may God let us not go through anything like that ever again. Anyway, that's a very interesting book. I thought I'd share that with you. It's just a shame that I can't get a picture of young Westlake. I would like to have seen him, what he was like and what made him tick. How his sort of daily life kind of worked, really. But these were real people. These were real people. There's pictures of them. And God bless each and every one of those. They served as young men. They came back, and when they came back, they were old men, not necessarily in age, but what they saw was obviously very damaging to them. Just ordinary people like you and I, taken away from our families, to go and serve in the war for 4 years and come back, if you were lucky, if you didn't get killed over there, because some of the numbers were horrendous. Literally just sent over the top, with with a load of metal in the air in the form of bullets and bombs. And if you didn't fall, as in be killed in action, then you came back and you suffered mentally. But all these people now, I pray, are at peace. They're at peace right now. And may God bless each and every one of them. Yeah. All young men. 23-year-old there. Yes. 23, 19-year-old. 19-year-old. Crazy. 26-year-old. All in the prime of their life. They should be out there kicking a football around with their children. You know, enjoying the sunshine and living their life and working hard and playing hard and having a few drinks with their mates down the pub and cracking a few jokes and chasing the skirt, as they say, enjoying their life. But instead they're taking bullets and bombs for people to make decisions in Westminster and other places. Anyway, people, that's the end of my little live stream. For now, we got a bit of side chat going on. We got Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Hope you're well. God bless you. Good morning, Andy. Woke up for a moment before I go back to sleep. And she says, "Twin and I have been watching some." Yeah, it's terrifying, Nancy. It really is horrendous. May we never go through that again. We are the second or third generation of World War II, and we forget that we are. No, we will not forget. I don't care how liberal this world becomes. I don't care how many people try and brush the history under the carpet. It's down to us to keep this memory going of these people, and we will not forget them. They fought on horseback like they did in Rome, charging one. Yeah, absolutely. My father went through D-Day in France. Oh, incredible man, incredible man. I walked on foot all throughout Europe, through all manner of weather. Amazing human being, amazing. Thank God for people like that. God bless that man, Nancy. Andy, one thing I have to marvel at, from the Garden of Eden to present, how many people had to survive so that we ever had the chance to be born. We are all miracles and have no time to take for. Absolutely, amen. Amen. Anyway, guys, I just thought I'd share that little this little live stream with you. I found that that to me is important. Okay, that to me is really important. You know, that we don't forget these people. Keep them in your prayers. Keep them in your memories. Okay, so that we don't forget them. And just God bless to my brother Bill and his family over in Colchester, are obviously going through a nightmare at the moment. Hi, Aid. Hope you're well, brother. Love you, Aid. Aid Larson, eat your heart out. He's a good guy. I love Aid Larson. I'd love to meet that man in real life at some point. Don't know if it's going to happen, but maybe it will do. Sit down and have a beer together, Aid, and try and put the world to rights. Me, you, and Sandy. That would be nice. Yeah, so, yeah, this book here about the people in Swindon who've given their life, you know, for World War I, and we will not forget these people. God bless you all. Take care, and I hope to get out and make some more videos outside. I might get a chance next week. I've got Wednesday and Thursday off, so Thursday looking like possible. I've got my cameras, they're all charged up and kind of ready to go. Not exactly sure where I can go at the moment with the whole lockdown situation. I can't get out to the places where I'd like to go. Although, saying that, I have a few lovely walks which I've seen and I want to share those with you, which I think you'll be, well, I was certainly blown away by them. Whether you will be or not, I don't know, but I'll go there with my cameras and I'll try and do a bit of history on the area. It might make some kind of an interesting video, but at least it documents my day. And that's what I just want to, so that my family, my grandchildren, they can have an understanding of what kind of a person I was whilst I was alive. So my memory hopefully will live on in my videos, and future generations can see me, their grandfather, their great-grandfather, if we're still around, that is, at the time. And I just wish that my grandparents had something like this so I could understand and learn from them. Cheers and happy days. Remember that it is always sunny above the clouds and the sun will always come up tomorrow. Nice words, Aid. Such a great philosopher you are. Talk soon, people. Take care. God bless, and see you on the next one.